Today on Drawbli,
we're looking at the art of Rudy Hill. I love this artist so much.
I really love this artist too, yeah.
Yeah, their design work of characters, shapes, fluid motion is just so awesome to see.
I was trying to figure out what's going on with Harry's feet here initially, but then I realized this is from the one where he becomes like a fish person, so
yes.
Checks out.
Yeah, totally checks out. From Goblet of Fire.
Mad-Eye Moody. Who's this guy on the right?
He's the Bulgarian guy, Krum.
He's like one of the competitors, right?
Yeah, different than how he ended up looking in the movie, I think. But
I see the costume elements, yeah.
Yeah,
I get
precisely.
the vibe.
You get it. You get it.
Yeah, this artist, and here we have Thanos from the most recent season of Squid Games. Very cool.
Yeah, this artist is so awesome. I love it. It makes me feel like I should just be able to take some like random lines, sweep them across the page, and get these awesomely designed characters out of it.
That's what it feels like, but there is nothing random going on here.
Right.
Like, there is really intentional choices being made here in terms of design, specifically in the silhouette.
It looks effortless, but you know from like your time with like character work that it takes so much work to be this good at something that looks so simple.
Yeah, especially with this style in particular, where there's not a ton of shading going on in the internal forms, so a lot of the shape translation to form for your brain happens in the silhouette.
It's really interesting looking at this closely. I'm looking for like, are there a lot of tangents? No, I don't see a lot of tangents. Like, what are we seeing that is the low-key building blocks of what makes up such an appealing image?
Yeah, I'd love to, like, if I could draw over this easily, it would be fun to like point out some specific things, some cool elements. I think this is this from Stranger Things, maybe? Is it I forget the character's name. I don't want to like go too deep into discussion about spoilers, but I really enjoyed that season and this character.
Yeah, I think everybody loved this character so much. He was really, really cool, super fun to see. And I love this design. I mean, and it's so interesting, like imagining like, what would it look like to have a realistic foot here and then pushing it to this point of this elongated shoe.
Same with the hand, yeah.
Right, but it works so well. Like, I don't look at that and think, oh no, that hand's way too big. It's just like, no, he's got a big hand.
Yeah, this is really cool. I love the clothing here too. It's like the aesthetic for that show is so perfect for the time period, and it's captured very well here too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the expression he gave this character. A great choice for her. She's kind of angry.
Yeah, this is like, in my opinion, one of the harder things, taking an animal and anthropomorphizing it, is not easy to also make it like cute or interesting or cool.
And still have all this amazing design work. I mean, look at this one where he's got this just one long straight line all the way down his back, and the straight line of the snout there. The choice to have no line at all on top of his nose and not his chin and just have like a little fuzzy element there is so fun. The bow drawn in multiple perspectives. I don't know, there's just so much little detail stuff that all takes time and skill.
Yeah, also, we don't have too many character sheets here, but trying to draw the same character in different poses, different angles, is really hard to maintain character. And Rudy Hill is like clearly extremely skilled in that regard. Like, especially when you're doing extreme expressions, to get it to feel like the same character, that's not easy.
I know, I can't imagine being like, I want to draw this like cartoony little bull ride, which is a very dynamic moment of a little bull ride. And this is so cute and so fun, but I'm like, that was not easy. You make it look so easy. There's no way it was this easy. This is so complex.
This artist does make it look easy. This is true, yeah.
Just beautiful forms,
I
beautiful
love that.
lines.
That's so awesome.
So cute. It's very early Disney feel, a lot of it too, especially with the elephant we saw earlier, the expression on this horse. It has all that 2D charm.
Yeah, those animators, I think, really helped popularize and develop that style. And so many artists have taken that knowledge that they have kind of collected and really ran with it and pushed it in a lot of good directions.
I like this one. This one, again, so simple, but you can, looking at it, I'm like, this is so delightful to see. This beautiful design work of black against white, her solid black clothing, her checkered shirt or jacket. Super cool.
Yeah. I am, like I said, a huge fan of this artist and their style. If you are a 3D artist and looking for someone to study, or a 2D artist, this is a really fantastic artist to learn from.
Would this be really hard to sculpt though? I feel like it's so like fluid and takes so many liberties that does it only work from one angle, or do you think it would work from multiple angles to sculpt?
So every single artwork ever is cheated. To some degree, unless it's like actually done in 3D software and has real three-dimensional form, it's always cheated. Whether that is like a little bit and you can work with it, or it's a lot of it, it depends. With these, I haven't seen one yet that I would say is like not workable, but you know, some of the aspects of this face might be really hard because, for example, the eyes are so asymmetrical. It's really like pushing this turning of the face, but to do that in 3D and get that to read the same, the eyes would be like pretty off in terms of angle, but like Wednesday's face over here isn't quite as pushed. So that's what I really love about 2D, is that you can push things a lot further and make it work. Like for example, you wouldn't be able to translate these feet to 3D and have it have the same vibe, exact vibe as 2D. It would feel really kind of awkward in 3D, but it works in 2D as especially something that's like kind of meant to be out of focus. It's kind of pushed down to the bottom of the character, and there's much more refined information up here that you know, they want you to focus on.
Yeah, I love this image too of that famous Hawaiian singer. I don't remember his name, but obviously the one that sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Ah, so lovely.
Yeah, I love that version. Yeah, this is another example where like absolutely translatable to 3D, some elements a little more sketchy and flat. So, you know, those are all things that you can work with and play with and make decisions on, but it is something that you have to make a decision on when doing.
Yeah, lots of decisions here. These feet are so simplified that to me they almost read like little hooves.
Yeah.
But it's so cute. I love Spider-Gwen so much, so that's so fun to see.
I don't know if they were going for a Shin-chan style here, but there's a famous Japanese kids comic manga called Shin-chan, and it looks very similar to this art style, specifically with this character. But yeah, here's one of the characters from Big Hero 6. I don't remember, it's been so long since I've seen it.
I didn't even recognize it as Big Hero 6 anymore. It's been so long since I've seen Big Hero 6.
Great movie, yeah.
Yeah, and great color design on this one too. I love like all the desaturation everywhere, and the 50s almost feel of that, and this like almost not cell shading, but like kind of noisy halftone of like the dust coming up from the ground is super cool. Not to mention just the shape language here is amazing.
Yeah, I really like to see this style from artists and like how they do animals, because it's, you know, taking an animal and making them a lot more expressive, which is not an easy thing to do, while also having it feel like the animal and look good.
Yes. In this case, it's so funny. I love the
horse
painted stripes on
making them
himself.
Yeah. Oh, I also really like getting to see how they break down the shapes of certain areas, like the belly there of the horse, and kind of simplifying that form. If you are like really wanting to study anatomy, whether that be animal or human, these artists, you know, Rudy Hill in particular, is a really great example of helping your brain to understand simplification of form.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to mention, like I keep looking and I always notice like a complete avoidance of tangents to as far as I can see, where you don't have like lines just running straight up against each other unless it's very intentional. Yeah,
this particular artist and style really focuses on strong silhouettes. And there are a lot of little, I'll call them tricks, to kind of push silhouettes and make them more visually interesting.
It feels like it would be so fun to be at a level of creating this too, because the lines look like they're drawn so confidently, like just here's the line and here's what it becomes.
I wish.
But they're all in the exact right place. It looks like they just were in the right place, the right time, the first time.
Only if.
I know.
Only. You know, since you've been talking about tangents so much, I will say there is a tangent there with the nose into the side of the face.
Yes, and this one isn't even fully fleshed out. This is the most basic sketch.
It's, just a
But
drawing.
that's a good example of what we mean when we say a tangent.
Yeah, and that's one that you could easily correct in seconds. But I like how all the snakes are different here as well in terms of design.
Oh yeah,
Just a little.
all their little head designs
just a little
very
different.
slightly.
Makes them all feel like they could be their own character talking with the Medusa.
I love the negative space design on this character from One Piece, with just the free floating hands and the torso. I love that. I've never thought to do that, to just have the hands be separate from the little bust.
As someone who definitely prefers doing portraits and not like the full fleshed out character, I think that would be really fun to do. Yeah,
It's a good idea, because I do often get lost in the sauce trying to draw the connection between the arms and the hands.
Hands are so fun to do, but they are hard. Yeah, maybe that's part of why they're so fun to do.
Yeah.
And if you want to see some more awesome artists in the future, click that subscribe button down below.
And this is the part where we say
Goomba.